welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hey, what's up? My name is Tanya, and thank you all so much for joining in and watching this video. This video's shout out goes to Jerry Folsom. I hope I'm saying your last name right, but thank you so much for becoming a fawn and joining our fawn squad, fawn community, fawn family. It means so much to have you be a part of everything. I just love when I have new fawns join in and be a part of this journey and my experience and everything along the way. It makes me so happy, and to have you actively commenting means the world to me. So I just want to give you a warm welcome, hugs for you, and just a big thank you so much for clicking that subscribe button, because it helps me tremendously. Like, you have no idea what every subscribe helps with growth and branding and everything along the way. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking that time to hit subscribe and for taking the time to comment and watch my videos. It really truly means everything. So today's video is a requested video that I use the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Meadow palette primarily, but also incorporating the vintage palette by them and using the green shade from the Meadow palette. So that's what I did, and that's where this crazy cut crease, I figured it's time to do another crazy double cut crease wing eye look for you guys. So I used the green shade as the green that you guys see, and then the pink is the halo, and then a bunch of transition shades from both palettes. And that is the look that I came up with, along with, you know, little Tarte glitter in there, and of course falsies, of course, like, I mean, of course. But that is what I came up with, and so I hope that this is maybe what you had in mind when you made the request. But if not, I can definitely do something different with the green look. I just thought this is so springtime, even though we are starting to approach summer, like soon, I think. I'm not really sure when the official start date of summer is, but it has to be soon. My eyes are watering like crazy. I forgot to take my eye drops today, and then mixed with the crazy allergies from everything blooming outside, they're both like leaking like crazy. So please excuse if my makeup just starts running. But I wanted to come up with something that was like, you know, really out there, because I haven't done this kind of a look in a little while, plus something that's very like spring and summery. And I just thought like doing green and pinks with some sparkle, and I went for a very dewy blush and highlight combo to just make it as summertime and springtime as possible. So if you guys want to see how to get this eye look, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start with the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Vintage Palette, and start with the first transition shade in this palette. I think what I was doing before was not going close enough to the camera, so it was washing out the shades. So hopefully, and if I go even closer, you guys can actually see the shades even better. But I do have a Makeup Addiction Cosmetics playlist, and I've swatched all these palettes already, so that's why there's no swatching in this video. But I'm going to start with my Carity E31 and get to blending and a buffing. Now going into the Meadow palette, I'm going to be taking the second shade in, mirror image, for my next transition shade. Same brush. Switching back to the vintage palette, I'm going to use this shade now. This will be the last time I'm doing the same thing. Now take any white shadow that you have. I'm just going to use a Morphe M421 brush and my Viseart Neutral Matte. But that's just what I had on hand. It does not matter what you use. I'm just going to use that to clean up a little bit under the brow bone. Now going into the vintage palette, I'm going to take this shade right here and scaling down my brush to a Morphe M441. It's still a fluffy brush, but it's tapered. I'm going to dip into that one. This is a shimmer shade, so if you guys are not comfortable using a shimmer shade, you sticking by the rules of makeup, then just skip this step. But I'm going to bring this into my crease and slightly above. Wow, you really lose all that sparkle. Now it's time to do a cut crease. So I'm going to take my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and put a pump on the back of my hands. Then taking my Sigma Cut Crease E62, I'm going to dip it on both sides of the brush. And then working from the base upward. Now going into the Meadow palette, I'm going to take the pink color and my MAC 242 brush. Coat this baby well. Milani her up. And this is going to be a halo. So I'm going to try doing things opposite today, where I do the halo part first. It's such a beautiful pink. Now, still using the Meadow palette, I'm going to take the green shade. Also using my MAC 242, I'm just going to flip it over. Coat this well. Milani her up. And then this will be the inner and the outer corners. Now I'm going to go back into the pink with my MAC 242 and just help with a little bit more blending. Using my Tom Ford eye defining pen, I'm going to line. So I finished up my face and we have just a couple, I have hiccups again. A few products to go over. I had a request to do, oh my gosh, really? I had a request to do a demonstration on the Dior Skin Air Flash Foundation. So that's what I'm wearing right now, and there will be a mini video on this foundation. And then I put to the test the Soap and Glory Kick-Ass Instant Retouch Pressed Powder in Totally Translucent, Almost Weightless, and this was such a great drugstore setting powder. Oh my god. So this one was another big win, and I only have one left, and then we're gonna be done, and I can do the battle video on the setting powders. I keep wanting to say the battle series, but it's like a continuation Conquest series, but this is almost done, and this one was really good from the drugstore. On my lips right now, I have LA Splash Cosmetics Diamond Gloss in 805 Castiel. Oh my gosh, these hiccups are throwing me right off my game right now. I have my Elegance lashes in Bombshell on. I figured this is quite a dramatic, even though it's like springtime and summertime, it's still dramatic with like the double wing, cut crease and everything going on. So we've got those babies on. Then I wanted to make it really like spring, summer, glowy and dewy and everything like that. So for blush, I went for a dewy, glowy blush. So I'm wearing my MAC Extra Dimension blush. Into the pink is the shade. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, you guys. And that's what it looks like. It is such a beautiful color. I love this. And then I went for it, and I used my Natasha Denona Glow All Over Face and Body Shimmer in powder number 1 light, which looks like this. She's had some love. I love this though, it's so good. So that's the highlight on right now. And then I did another mini video using the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze Coconut Perfect Tan Limited Edition Tastic 104. I realized that when I was putting all these bronzers to the test for you guys, I was doing them off camera, and that was so silly. I've done a couple of them on camera for you, so I'm going to go back through my bronzers because I cycle through them anyway, and actually put them to the test and demo them for you so you can actually see them before blush and highlight and everything else can start to detract from it. Oh my god. So that way you guys have a better idea of each bronzer, because I have everything from drugstore. Like I've got a couple of different Physicians Formula ones. I have high end, you know, I've got, well, I have even different Milani ones, but then I have high end like Tarte and that realm. And then I have the luxury brands, like you just saw me do the Estee Lauder. I have Marc Jacobs. I have the Tom Ford. If it's not hiccups, it's my boys, I'm telling you. And then I tight lined and did my waterline using my Ardency in Modster pencil in black. So now you guys are all caught up, and I can zoom you in so we can finish up this lower lash line. I just saw that I totally had chocolate in my teeth that entire segment. So, oh my goodness, I'm very sorry about that. I have some bad habits. I can't help it with chocolate. So taking my Morphe M507 and starting with the Vintage palette, I'm going to take the first transition shade and smoke that into the lower lash line. Now switching to the Meadow palette, I'm going to use this shade next. Same brush and smoking that into the lower lash line. Back into the Vintage palette, I'm going to take this shade and smoke that into the lower lash line. Same brush. Using the Meadow palette, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I want to try to take this shade, and on a Morphe M432, this brush, try to get that really tight to the lower lash line. Oh my goodness, these hiccups. And Milani her up. Sticking with the Meadow palette, I'm now going to take the pink and then I'll take the green afterwards. So taking my Sephora Pro Smudge Brush number 11, I'm going to dip into the pink first. Milani her up. I love this pink. And I'm just hoping that this bronze coppery gold color just kind of peeks through, but if it doesn't, it's no big deal. And it's probably going to get totally covered up, but that's okay. So now taking that green, gonna Milani her up and do the inner and outer corners. Now dipping back into the pink, I'm just gonna use that to kind of blend a little bit. Now taking a Morphe M506 and my Natasha Denona Glow, I'm going to highlight the inner corners. All right, this makeup look is complete. I'm just going to go get dressed and I will be right back. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed this eye look that I came up with, because I definitely took some risks along the way, as you guys saw, but I'm so happy that I did, because I think that it really paid off and I'm very happy with how it turned out, so I hope that you are too. I fell very behind in recording this week. I literally missed 4 days straight because my parents were up visiting and they only get to visit me a couple of times a year, so I spent every second that I could with them. So I am going to be trying to catch up on as many requests as possible over the next few days, but I am behind in tutorial requests because, well, all requests, because my parents were visiting. So I'm sorry that I am behind, but I promise I'm still going to be hitting the requests. It's just going to take me a little bit longer. So please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please share it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, good night, good morning, wherever you are. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.